list of symptoms before I started seeing Dr. Shirazi. I had a lot of back pain, chronic neck pain. My jaw would pop. When I would eat even a sandwich, I'd bite down and it would pop. And it was embarrassing and it was very painful. I didn't even want to eat around people because it would pop so loudly and people would look and say, you know, oh, what's that? And it was a long time. It went on for a very long time. And I tried everything, chiropractic, like regular chiropractic. I did ice and heat on my back constantly, and it never seemed to, it would be like a temporary relief, but never ever completely went away. My dentist told me about Dr. Shirazi, and he said, Dr. Nori, and he said, oh, you should see my colleague. He's got a really great setup and all the high-tech equipment that you could, you know, that you could use for just specialized TMJ. And I was like, wow, okay, great. So when I first came over here, everybody was so nice and so warm, and I felt right at home immediately. And then, of course, he did have all the state-of-the-art equipment. And when I first talked to him and I told him about my symptoms, I said, you know, I think I have some neck problems, back problems that might be contributing to the TMJ. And he said, oh no, I think it's the other way around. And he was right. So my whole life has changed since I started seeing Dr. Shirazi. I also had problems sleeping. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't fall asleep, and then I would be so tired that I had a hard time waking up. And then I would also wake up in the middle of the night sometimes just from the pain, and sometimes just, it was like I had chronic insomnia, but apparently that had something to do with my condition as well, because it's gone. So yeah, I feel like I got my life back. He works with a couple of chiropractors that are specialized too, and they do the craniosacral work, and I've talked to other chiropractors since, but they're not, it's like they don't quite get it. But I also really liked working with Gerardo. Dr. Gerardo is very spiritual too, and I don't know what it was about being in his presence too. I mean, just like Dr. Shirazi, but Dr. Gerardo has a different essence about him, and he's got a different way of working, but his energy is equally as healing. And I think that has a lot to do with it. And sometimes it doesn't seem like he's doing much, but I feel so much better when I leave. I think Dr. Shirazi's methods are really comprehensive. They cover he covers everything, whether it be, well, I want to back up too, because, you know, when I started, my mother had a similar condition, got to be pretty bad about my age, in my 30s. With her, I remember they did a very invasive process. They broke her jaw, they brought hip bone and fused it to extend her jaw out, because she had the same jaw back that was jammed back like mine. I was built like her. So, and then they had to wire her braces shut for about 6 weeks, and it was miserable. I remember her crying because she couldn't blend things thin enough to get them in, you know, and she lost a lot of weight. But he's done nothing like that. This entire process has been completely holistic, and it's amazing, because I was kind of skeptical at first, like, it doesn't seem like it's strong enough, but it was very gentle, and he works that way. He works very gently, and it doesn't seem like much is happening, but there is a lot happening. Well, I feel younger. I feel like I've lost some years, you know, because I sleep better. I didn't know that this would ever go away, and I don't think it's ever going to come back. So I'm really excited about that. I've lost weight. Overall, I just feel great.